Decided. My question is for Rula, and the question is, given that what you're proposing is a diplomatic solution and Assad's hand has been strengthened both by Russian intervention and Iranian intervention, how would the Western party to a diplomatic solution that does not involve Assad stepping down from power strengthen Western goodwill in the region?
The lady there.
I'm for defeating ISIS. I'm not for having a mass of boots on the ground. My background is that I have an Iraqi family. I am Iraqi. And just following on from Douglas Murray's answer to the lady sitting front right, you said that the government is supposed to protect the people. I completely agree. But would you not say that intervening has caused more violence, terror, and just in general dismay across the world? So in answer to Rilla's question, do I feel safer? No. Douglas Murray, do you feel safer?
Do I feel safer? It's an unanswerable question. The world is a very complex place, has a huge number of factors, a whole range of things that are a problem. My best answer to you is this. The way you will feel safest is if you know you have a government and security services and police and army and others who have your safety at heart. And if they do, then they should be doing everything they can to make sure that the primary threat to people like you and me is destroyed.
I will not support some limited intervention which will only fuel a recruiting sergeant for more terrorist groups, not just in that area, but across the whole of the Muslim world. We either have to have a huge coalition, as we did to defeat the Nazis, or we make matters worse.
Rula Jibril.
Repeating the same failed policies of the last 15 years, thinking that they will produce a different outcome, is madness. Iraq invasion gave us ISIS. I love and believe in the militaries, in the people to keep us safe and secure as global citizens. I believe the military should do the strategy, but politicians should lay out the plans, and every politician on the right, on the left in America does not believe in this, because they've seen in the last, I would say, 14 years that the number of people who died because of terror skyrocketed and the number of jihadists. Al-Qaeda disappeared or in the shadows now, operating in the shadows, but you have a worst monster and will keep creating a worst monster. Don't deal with the symptoms. It's time to deal with the causes. Arabs, Muslims, want to handle their own affairs.
I'm now going to just pause a moment because you've all voted, but I want to ask a four-star general about one thing which came up earlier, just for a point of data for all of us. When does an advisor become a fighting wearer of boots on the ground? Because that seems to be the ambiguity in much of the argument.
The advisor creates and enhances the capacity of the unit in which that man or woman is serving to fight themselves. That's the whole purpose of advisors. That's what we're trying to make the point for. The advisors enormously magnify the capacity of countries, militaries, and small units in combat to be able to do the job for themselves. That's what we want. We don't want to do it for them.
All right. Thank you very much indeed. That was just a point of information for all of us, given the often interesting use of the word military advisors. Right. I now can share with you what the result of the vote is. I remind you that two-thirds of you in this room hadn't made up your minds. Almost all of you have made up your minds. It was only 16% of you for and against when you first came into this hall. The result is that only 8% of you haven't made up your mind. Against is 40%. 52% of you believe that there should be Western boots on the ground in order to defeat ISIS. So I declare the motion carried. Can I just thank all the speakers, you, the audience, for what has been a fascinating debate. My thanks to Intelligence Squared as well for making it possible. Goodbye from me, Nick Gowing, and everyone here in London. Bye-bye.